What's going on, buddy? My name is Eason, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to talk 4.1 for AP Comparative Government and Politics. And we're going to be getting into Unit 4, which is basically just elections for our course countries. We're going to talk about political parties, and we've kind of talked about the electoral systems for our executive branches in the past. And we're going to focus a lot now on the legislative branches. And that's what we're doing in this video. So we're going to talk about our legislative branches elections. Now, there's a few key terms we need to cover before we go into this. The first is a single member voting district, where voting is divided by districts. And if you win the most amount of districts, then you will win the seat. And this is how Senate works in America. Next is multi-member districts, where multiple representatives will actually win. For example, if person A gets 75% of the votes and person B gets, let's say, 20% of the votes, person A and B would go into the legislative branch. If this was a single-member district system, only person A would be elected. Next is proportional representation, which is where parties gain seats in proportion to how many votes they receive. So let's say there's 10 seats and your party wins 60% of the vote, then you get 6 seats in the legislative branch. And this is different from plurality, where majority will win. Proportional representation relies on multi-member districts that promote multi-party systems. So keep that in mind. Multi-member, multi-party. Next is the first-past-the-post system, which is kind of cool to say, which uses the plurality measures and is typically used for single-member districts, as there's only one candidate who wins, and majority vote means they win. Now we got our definitions squared away, let's dive into our course countries. The United Kingdom's House of Commons members are directly elected under single-member district first-past-the-post rules. Remember from Unit 2 that the House of Lords members aren't chosen through elections, but through life peers and heredity peers. More information in that video. Changes to state Duma elections in Russia have returned into a system in which half of the representatives are directly elected from single-member districts, and the other half are chosen through elections that use proportional representation with a threshold, which is 7% of the vote to earn any seat. Members of the Nigerian House of Representatives are directly elected in single-member districts with representatives from each of Nigeria's states. The number of representatives elected from each state is based on the population size. So the more population you have, the more representatives you will have. This is kind of similar to the United States House of Representatives system. Whereas the Senate in Nigeria has 3 members directly elected from each of the Nigerians' 36 states. 2 majority parties have alternated control of the National Assembly. And these political parties is the All Progressives Congress and People's Democratic Party. We're going to talk about these more in the 4.3 video. Mexico's Congress of the Union has 2 chambers. The Chamber of Deputies, which has 300 members directly elected in a single-member voting district by plurality, and an additional 200 members are elected through proportional representation, partyless system. Next, we have the Chamber of Senators, which has 96 members elected in 3-seat constituencies, and 32 by proportional representation. Gender quotas, in which the partyless system has to have a certain amount of females in their party or winning, have helped increase female representation in the legislature. Iran's Majlis members are directly elected in single-member and multi-member districts, which sometimes require a second round of voting, which is kind of cool. Candidates are vetted in by the Guardian Council, and the legislative body lacks formal political party structures. Remember, this is a theocratic government, and a small number of the 290 seats of the Majlis are reserved for non-Muslim minorities, such as Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians. Now, the National People's Congress of China selects members indirectly through a series of local and regional elections. In reality, though, the Congress and Communist Party does all the picking, and the citizens sit back and do nothing. But that's really because they have no choice. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's free. It really does help me out. In the link description down below, yes, that link that says APCOPO Practice is going to have practice, which is kind of crazy. It's like it's in the name or something. So yeah, go check that out. It's really, really cool. See you guys in the next video, though. Adios.